Good morning. Welcome to Friday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And yeah, I had to think. It's Friday. We made it through another week. Woohoo! So, quick update on Dad. Good morning, Beth. Glad you're here. You're the first one popping on today. Welcome, welcome. So, Dad is ensconced at the rehab facility. He's getting the hang of how they run their show, and he's got a lovely room that looks out over a courtyard with a bird feeder right outside his window. So I said no more looking at the helicopters landing on the helipad at the hospital, but at least he can look at the birds landing on the feeder. Good morning, Joe Neal. Welcome. Glad you're here. So, he's doing all the things he needs to do to get out of there. That's his goal. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome. So we had a family meeting last night and talked about some of the things that are necessary in terms of where's he going next. Good morning, Gwen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you're all here, my practical rebels. So I said hi to 4 or 5 of you, and my little counter says 2. Facebook is lagging. Plus, they changed something yesterday. It was weird how I ended up getting on here, but today I see it's back the way it was before. Testing my flexibility, of which there's not much right now. But, pressing on. So our card for today is actually a card that was picked by one of my coffee group friends on Tuesday. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting that the same card popped up. So again, when that happens, we want to pay attention. Pay attention. So, hope you all are off to a good start this morning. Gwen, did I say hi to you? If not, hello. My poor brain. So we have another Ascended Masters card, and I was kind of surprised this deck popped up again. But when I saw the card, I thought, oh yeah, that makes total sense. Good morning, Barb. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. So here is our card. Listen. Listen. And the deity that's associated with that, the Ascended Master, is Manjushri. And we'll talk about Manjushri at the end. But here's the part about listen. First, let's take some breaths and a little bit of tapping. I was doing some tapping with my sister yesterday because we both needed it. So let's do a little tapping. And breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Let the breath flow. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. And just notice how that feels. How does that feel to really get some air in your lungs? Thumbs up. All right. Good, good, good. So let's hear a little bit about listen and Manjushri. Listen. You can hear your divine guidance best by quieting yourself and listening. Shut out noisy stimulation like telephones and television and relax in a quiet place. So I have to tell you my funny story about that. My dad does not watch TV. So one of the last days we were in the hospital, good morning, Noel, glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. I think you'll like this one. It's a good one. One of the last days we were in the hospital, the nurse or the CNA or whoever turned on the TV in his room. And we walked in and we're like, what is going on here? And so he started talking about, I don't know if they turned it on in the middle of the night or what the deal was. But anyway, he said, I was watching this show about dying and how long it takes to die. And I'm like, and so he was upset. And I'm like, Dad, it's a TV show. You can't believe 3/4 of what you see there. This is not reality. I said, if you want reality, let's talk to a hospice person. Let's talk to a hospice person. And you can have a hospice person on board early in your process. We did that with our mom, and that was so helpful. She went back and forth between hospice and home health care 3 or 4 times before she passed. And the value of that was whatever she needed at the time was who she was talking to. So I tried to ease his fears about that, but he soaked up this stupid television show and it was bothering him. So we made sure that at the new place, Dad, do you want access to the TV? No. The only issue is that's how they show the residents their menu is on the TV. So when we're there, we'll turn it on, we'll look at the day's menu, tell him what he has for options, and turn it off. Good morning, Abigail. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, quieting your environment. Now, people will say, oh, I can't stand to have it quiet. Think about that for a moment. Think about that for a moment. What are you not wanting to hear? What are you drowning out? Be honest with yourself. I can't stand the silence because. What's your because? That needs to be addressed. That needs to be addressed so that you can not just tolerate the silence, but embrace it. Because in that silence are your answers. Okay, moving on. Don't try to make anything happen. Just listen to your own thoughts, breath, and the rhythm of your heart. I think listening to your breath, flowing with your breath, allowing your breath to return to a nice, deep, steady pace, and then flowing with that can be so helpful. So helpful. All right? So, repeating, just listen to your own thoughts, breath, and the rhythm of your heart. Then mentally ask questions of your guides and angels. Listen to the loving truth that they speak in your heart, body, and mind. I love quiet too. Absolutely love quiet. And so when his TV was on that day, I was so distracted. And I said to him, okay, if we turn this off? And he said no. I think because he wasn't processing what I was asking. And the sister who was with me and I were both really struggling with it being on because he couldn't hear us. He couldn't process what we were trying to say. So we just fell into silence ourselves, being impinged upon from behind by this, one of his phrases for it in the past, idiot box. So eventually I asked again, are you okay with me turning this off? It seems like you can't hear us. Then he was fine with us turning it off. Sweet peace and quiet. It was so much better. So, then mentally ask questions of your guides and angels. Listen to the loving truth they speak in your heart, body, and mind. Listen to your own inner truths. Trust your intuition and take action accordingly. And again, this process will have a pace to it that is divinely right for you. Divinely right for you. Additional meanings for this card. Have a quiet retreat. That might be your morning cup of coffee. That might be going out and filling up your bird feeder. That might be going for a short walk. But have a quiet retreat. If you can go away from home for longer, a long weekend, a week, whatever, fabulous. Fabulous. But even just sneaking in these moments of respite. Mine is typically going to the park, sitting in the park for a couple of hours. Yeah. Your guides and angels are talking to you. Are you listening? Are you listening? Less talking and more listening is called for right now. And there's that old saw of God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them accordingly. I think that's absolutely so. Absolutely so. Admit your true feelings to yourself, even if you're not ready, willing, or able to admit them to anyone else. Admit them to yourself. Admit them to yourself. That is a huge step forward. Listen to what messages any aches or pains are trying to tell you. The body always talks to those who listen. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, let me find it here. What a mess. There it is. If you don't have a copy of Louise Hay, Heal Your Body, definitely worth acquiring one. And for those of you who aren't familiar with thriftbooks.com, allow me to introduce you. You can get used books for cheap, sometimes as low as like $3.98 a piece. If you have resale stores, a lot of times they'll have a book section. Find a book. Find the book. And in here, there are all kinds of things. And then so I'll just pick one. Inflammation, because how many people have struggles with inflammation? Inflammation is about fear, seeing red, inflamed thinking. The positive statement that you then can make an I statement for yourself for the day, or put it on a sticky note on your computer, or however you're going to do it. Write it on the palm of your hand like we used to do in school. My thinking is peaceful, calm, and centered. My thinking is peaceful, calm, and centered. And the more you rehearse that, practice that, the more it becomes those things. So, plug for Louise Hay, Heal Your Body, and our Majushri card. Listen. So let me tell you about Majushri. Let me get a little closer there so you can see. Majushri is a Buddhist deity of wisdom who holds a sword to cut through illusions and bring about clarity and understanding. So the listening generates clarity and understanding. Call upon Majushri for help with understanding divine messages and to increase your receptivity to divine intelligence and wisdom. And that receptivity word, that is a divine masculine or feminine construct. Receptivity. The divine masculine construct is that doing thing. The divine feminine construct is being, and opening to receiving. So we need both. But most of us have such a highly overdeveloped divine masculine that our divine feminine is kind of in the shadows. Time to bring that forth. And this card, Listen, is an example of that. So that's our message for today. I hope you all have an awesome Saturday, Friday, whatever it is. It's Friday. Oy, yeah. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.